Hey, fellow Starship Architects, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, Episode 30, Shipbuilding, Design, and Theory. And it looks like you want Neil before Yoda as the name. Copy that. Okay, I think it is in the shadow of the planet. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of indirect maneuvering to get to the new ship. Hey, bud. Yep, there it is. Kneeling only before, well, soon to be Yoda. That's our ship. Alright, we are on a rendezvous. Not much for me to do, but pilot, so. Is the plan to rip the ship apart and redesign? Yeah, I'll get into that once we're there. You're getting ahead of things. But I did just mention I want to design a ship that is highly functional, but not very valuable. So that it is very useful to us, but not likely to be boarded by pirates. So that we aren't fighting for our lives constantly. Because once your ship is quite valuable, you will be attacked by pirates kind of on the regular. And maybe not just one pirate at a time, but like multiple pirate ships trying to board you to mug you, or kill you, or rob you, or whatever. And I don't have multiple crew, and a lot of good weaponry, so I don't want that. So I'm going to try to keep... I'm designing a sleeper. You know? Think of it as designing a sleeper ship. A ricer, if you will. Don't worry, I'm Asian, so it's okay. Alright, here we are. That's the new ship. Bit of a junker, bit of a fixer-upper. Not even a bit, a lot. A lot of a fixer-upper. But, we'll put the equity in. What safety measure there to deploy against pirates? The best one? Keep things cheap. Honestly. That's why I'm doing it. I'm not trying to design a cheap ship for giggles. That's for damn sure. So, eventually, I'm going to want a nav console somewhere in the middle of the ship. But for now, I might put it in the front just to get this thing moving. I'm not going to worry about the final placement of items now, because I don't care. The only thing that matters is where I put the transponder, and that's only like a 23,000 credit mistake if I put it somewhere I don't want. Because, you know, I'm not likely to be able to move it. Everything else can be moved. So this already has field coils, interestingly. I might not keep the fusion reactor where it is. I might move it to the back. I may also get rid of all these side doors, uninstalling them, because if I leave them on, they count as individual rooms, driving up the price. I'll probably want my cockpit here. Maybe actually I'll design it like that. I'll put the cockpit where I want it in its permanent position. so that I don't have to, so that I can install the transponder adjacent to it. So instead, so I'm going to open up an overlay here. So instead of trying to have a bridge room and a reactor room and all that, what I'm trying to do is avoid these room designations so that I don't get the value modifier. Which means that my closed bridge will also probably include a toilet or something so that it is not a closed bridge, therefore devaluing it on purpose. So I'm designing for cheap on purpose. I keep saying that only because I'm sure I'm going to get YouTube comments and be like, you're designing it for cheap. It's like, yeah, I am. That's the point. So I'm going to be, what I want is, it brought big picture. Here, let me hit F1. Big picture here. I'm going to have a walled in section in the middle of the ship with bed, cockpit, toilet, spare suit, oxygen and nitrogen cans, and then like an auto vent that feeds to the outside. And the reason for that is if, for whatever reason, the outside of my hull gets compromised, the inside will stay pressurized, and I won't suffocate and die. Hey, Wasteland, thank you for the raid. You were playing some Creeper World today. Well, welcome to the stream. You come at an exciting time. So yeah, what I want is like a survival pod embedded in the middle of the ship, so that worst case scenario, I have some, breach on the outside. The inside of the capsule is safe and survivable. So that's how I'm going to be designing this. And I'm going to be making it so that it's not like its own designated rooms or anything. So that it's devalued as much as possible. So we got the nav in. I'm going to put the transponder next to it. Right there. And then, like, the actual positions of everything else just about doesn't matter. Because everything else can be... everything other than the transponder can be moved. And Quantum, thank you for the bits. Alright. Thinking aloud here. I don't have walls that I can do anything with right now. Maybe what I need to do is just, like, do some trash collection. There are some random walls, like here, that I could grab. But I didn't buy walls ahead of time. This does come with, like, broken thrusters and things. And certainly a lot of random crates and the like. Interestingly, like, most of the external walls are intact. I don't think I can get outside. I think it has fully intact walls on all sides. So if I want to jettison things, I can go up to the airlock. But it also means that all the random stuff that's outside the ship, I'd have to bust a wall down to get access to. Which is, like, something I'll probably end up doing, but... alright. Because I'll need to install an antenna. So, here we go. Wall scrap. Is there any walls? Oh my god, Quantum, thanks for all the gifted subs. And Sean, cheers. Whew. I think a new color. So what I'm doing now is I'm just checking to see... Well, I guess no, don't decorate it amorously. I'm just checking to see... I forget what's in here. So I'm seeing if there's any, like, wall sections that I can just grab that is in a bin or something. Because if so, that that would be helpful to have. I didn't buy any coming here, and this ship can't move yet. But I might not worry about that. I think I'm gonna decide not to worry about that. I'll just get this ship able to move, the bare minimum. So eventually, I want this forward section here designated for salvage. This is going to be an empty section that I just use for salvaged parts. It might not be shaped quite like this in the long run, but that's the idea for that area. And then in here can be my storage bins for like spare tools and parts and the like. My drill's running low on power. Got it. Alright, so the transponder's on, the nav station's on. Because the cargo airlock is at the top, should I orient my command area towards the side of... I don't know. I'm not... The direction of your console doesn't matter. At all. So I'm not thinking that far ahead. I'm just trying to get this basically space-worthy, and like everything else I don't give two squirts about. It just needs to be able to limp around so I can start slapping parts on. Big picture here, I'm trying to get to Venus. Things don't need to be perfect for me to get to Venus, but this thing needs to fly to get to Venus. So if I try to make everything perfect, again, big picture, if I try to make everything perfect, I'm not going to get it done before end of stream, and that's going to be disappointing for you guys. So I'm just trying to limp my way to where I want to be. Everything else doesn't matter to me. Would be the TLDR. So I hope you accept that as like a shorthand answer for any future questions. It's like, nothing matters but getting to Venus at this point. Getting citizenship. That's weird. What is there, like debris on the outside? Why can't I put the thruster there? Oh, because there's just a pocket. Oh, okay. It has to go... I'm going to definitely have to rip this ship up a bit. Because there's a bunch of problems with it. Alright. Fine. I'll stick the thruster here and try to run conduit out to that. Yeah, a lot of the questions that I see being asked are kind of like, they fall into the category of wait and see. You're, not all of them, but a lot of the questions are like, yeah, you'll have an answer as soon as I'm done with what I'm currently working on. So, patience is a virtue. Because we're not airtight yet, and I really can't be bothered to, fuss with this, I'm just ripping a hole in the wall. Oh, this is a thruster. Yeah, I was thinking this was intake. Whoopsie. Alright, let's put the intake somewhere over here. I gotta go find my intake. This hole actually still helps because I'm able to then install an antenna. So we'll put the antenna here. Or somewhere where it's allowed. Right, well, it's not allowed there because I'm too close to the docked vessel. That'll work for now. Okay, I will need some conduit to be able to run power over to that wall. I probably only want to use Albright conduit. I'm going to avoid, like, the jumper cable conduit, just because it's cheap. It looks bad when you intermix. So I'll just only use one style. Omega, thank you for the bits. Swapping antennas? I'm not worried about that right now. Alright, we're now in a point where I'm just going to say, let me cook. But I'm not in a position where I have to repeat myself ad nauseum. No, don't dismantle that. Because I don't care much for flickering lights. I'll get that up prepared enough that it's not driving me crazy. Same with the door. Is the game freezing a lot? Yeah, it hiccups. It's just that's nothing new. That's normal. Especially when you're using it speed up time. Alright, so what's left here that I need? We have got transponder, antenna, thruster, intake, battery, nav. Nothing. I think I'm done. Alright, I will clean up the debris field floating around the outside. I think what I want to do is I want to stack up everything that I have so that I know what I have available to me on this ship. Oh, yeah, that's a problem. Until, of course, you run out of room. I'm gonna put all my, like, repair parts in a stack here. All the loose junk. Because I mostly just don't want, like, I don't want random things floating around in space. And then also, anything broken, I'm gonna remove. I'm gonna scrap. So that I know that it's, it needs attention at some point. Stacks of trash. Jettisoning it all. So we'll definitely have to do an assessment of, like, where the broken parts are, because I'm sure it's more than what I've just like that bin was broken too, and to be honest, I don't want any of these bins in the long run. I want as few bins as possible, so it's very easy to manage where things are. Meaning, I'm going to go with cargo bays, just two cargo bays or 3 cargo bays rather than bins. All right, and then we'll get moving. So ideally, what I want to do is I want to find a vessel in which I can strip for lightweight parts. And I don't have one in mind, so we'll have to do some searching. There's a broken thruster here that I might repair. This one is working. So we have two thrusters. That's not terrible. And there's a few floors here that I could install, but there's not really anywhere where I need floors except for the 2 holes that I've made. And that's not a big deal. And most of the loose stuff has been, is in one pile. So here we go. Small things like the small electrical and mechanical aren't valid to be placed on the dolly, but everything else I can dolly. Just to hoover up the trash. Sometimes it's literally trash. I will put a flask on the dolly for space. And the gun and the ammo can. The Ossifex. There. Just trying to tidy up a little bit. So it makes it easier to analyze what needs doing. Alright, I think we're pretty well tidied. I'll throw the remaining trash out, and then I think I'm gonna have Megan. I think I will start to pull the rest of this stuff off the ship, but I don't want to fully cannibalize our old ship unless I have to. So if we run into a situation where I can't find like an N2 alarm or something like that, I can consider fully cannibalizing the old ship. But if that situation can be avoided, I will, because the old ship still has sale value, and cannibalizing it will ruin that. Even for like part chargers. So like even the battery charger, I'll buy a new one. So what I'm planning on doing is my first trek is to bring this to K-Leg, just to be able to install some of the bare minimum stuff so that we can go around salvaging. Like battery chargers and the like. It's nice to finally have a suit charger. Makes a bit of a difference. Okay. The spare suit I'm going to bring with me. I think if there's likely a need for a spare suit, it's going to be on the new ship, not the old one. Because the new ship is a wreck still. And what's in this bin? The Parasaur is coming with me. That was inevitable. So, this is the only thing I want left is the hardened antenna. I'll probably swap the antennas around. The hardened one is better for deep space because it can take a hit. So we'll put the old antenna on because you are required to have an antenna for it to be like space legal. Otherwise, you're not actually sending your transponder codes. So I don't want trouble with the police. We'll put this back on. Cool. I think we're ready to separate. Oh, right, nav data. That's a good point. Yeah, let's go grab the nav data off of our old nav station. Files. Oh, wait. When do we... I think I got a message from the new one. Unread messages. Cool. That doesn't seem to be working. Try that again. Alright. Garbage. What was the other one? Garbage. Cool. Alright. Files. Nav station. To my PDA. So see how there's like a copy of the nav data bin? It like doesn't remove it. I don't think it's worth really anything. That's why I tend not to move it unless I'm trying to copy it over. Now, files. My PDA to the nav station. Throw out the old nav bin, and it just like makes a new one, copy over. Sometimes this is buggy, but alright. Hypothetically, it's copied over. My O2's okay. My filter's fine. My power's great. Link. Kneeling only before Yoda is the new name. The RCS might not be powered. That's a good point. We're separated. RCS is indeed unpowered. Let's grab a cable for that. Hello, get moving. There we go. Character was like, oh, I don't know how to do that. And I think the way I want to do this is I'm gonna have Megan go. Can she ferry? Yeah. So I'm gonna have her go park at the flotilla. Yeah, I'll save. I'm gonna have her go park at the flotilla for free, and then ferry over and join me once she's like suited up and everything. So the current priority right now is find suitable derelicts to salvage parts. True, she has no money. Hmm. We might want to switch spots in that case. Have her take the new ship. Have me take the old one. It's going to be easier for me to dock the other way around. Is the Lux yacht around? I don't want... that's the last parts I would want. The Lux yacht has horrible parts. They're heavy. And they're expensive. I want light and inexpensive. Not to shoot down your idea, but it flies in the face of, I don't want to be boarded by pirates, let's keep things cheap. Maybe it has a lot of lightweight parts, but, you know, I'm most of the physical structure of this ship is already done. And I'm not going to, like, pull all floors out. I don't think that's all that reasonable. No, don't ask for a rumor. I didn't mean to do that. I deny undocking. Yeah, it's because, Megan, you were set to sleep. And you were just doing your own thing, aren't you? Oh, actually, before you go over, how about take a sip of water? You can't eat or drink while you're airtight, so I'm not going to be airtight on the new ship for a while. So if there was ever a time to drink, it's now. And her suit battery actually needs to be swapped, but her O2 tank's great. And then, actually, before I depart, let's see if the screwdriver charger is better. Actually, I might take this battery charger off. I think that makes sense. And that will be the last thing I do. Because we're really not going to need to maintain this ship, so I don't really need the charger here. So now we have a suit, Weber, and GOT charger on this bad boy. Alright. So she's going to be auto-tasking repairs while I fly this to Flotilla. And we've not actually been at Flotilla on this run, so that'll be different. We'll see what it looks like to have the life of a pirate, I guess. Oh, come on. I selected as a target. Oh, we are very lightweight now. Let's lower that. Almost a full G. And, for time, I'm gonna speed there hard. Big burn. We got plenty of RCS fuel, so Let's go low burn, line up perfectly, or as perfect as we can get it, so I don't have to worry about cross velocity and bearing much. Okay, 0, 0, perfect. Moving at 520. So definitely one of those situations where, oh boy. We are pretty close to Golden Mushroom there. And maybe Improbable Razor Girl. But once we clear Improbable Razor Girl, we'll probably be alright. Would restarting the game help with chugging? Maybe. If it gets to a point where like I can't stand it, I'll consider it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rat around this ship. It's not really time to stop, but there is time to dodge. Yeah, we would have collided. Absolutely. Alright, now Improbable Razor Girl. So let's line back up on Flotilla and then see if Improbable Razor Girl is in our way or not. Okay, that's good. No. No. We're not pointed at Razor Girl. And we're not pointed at whatever this thing is. So, Flotilla is our next stop. Cool. How long until we get there? What was our ETA again? Because I might try to, like, sleep briefly. Our ETA is 7 minutes? Oh, never mind. Forget sleeping. That's not worth it. And all this time, hypothetically, Megan should be repairing. So the reason I knew that we weren't going to hit Improbable Razor Girl is the cross velocity was high enough that it was not directly in our path. And the same is true of this thing. As you see, our bearing isn't directly at it. So it's not going to be a hit. Unless it's massive. I guess I'm assuming it's not a massive ship. Whatever it is. It's too bad once you get within 5 kilometers, you don't resolve its shape and size. That'd be cool. Because, like, I guess there's no windows. Technically, my ship doesn't have a window. So, maybe that makes sense. Alright. Oh, actually, we're 35 minutes away. Okay, so if we're 35 minutes away, I'll sleep for 20 minutes. So at 5:45, let's say. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, which originally streamed live on Twitch January 11th and January 12th as a marathon, continuing where we left off in the December marathon of Ostranauts as well. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, people that turned out to join in on the marathon, and also viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow astronauts.